Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. I thought I'd take some questions.
Mr. President.
Yes.
How are Dr. Spencer's conditions?
Dr. Spencer is in stable and fair condition. All those who he has come in contact with have been quarantined, and frankly, there's no issue to worry. We have professionals on this, and every measure is being seeked out in order to isolate the disease. Governor Cuomo has informed me about the situation, and we'll be monitoring the situation in New York, and hopefully doesn't spread out in the most populated and densely centered area in this country.
Today, testing confirmed that a patient here in New York City had tested positive for Ebola. The patient is now here in Bellevue Hospital.
A full coordinated effort that has been working literally night and day, coordinating city, state, and federal resources, coordinating and drilling from airports to transportations to subway stations to ambulances to hospitals. So we are as ready as one could be for this circumstance.
Mr. President,
Oh,
do you think our health workers are taking the right protocols in dealing with these patients? And do you think that this could keep spreading?
no, I don't think it's going to keep spreading, because our health workers have the utmost and professional behavior. And honestly, the only way you can catch Ebola, again, is if someone vomits on an open wound, or in your mouth, or...
In 1989, Ebola made its way to the U.S. Residents of this Washington, D.C. suburb had no idea that one of the world's deadliest viruses had emerged in their midst. In a primate quarantine unit in Reston, Virginia, monkeys in one of the holding rooms suddenly began to die. Secretly, a military team entered the quarantine unit and killed all 60 monkeys in the infected room. The crisis heightened as monkeys began to die in a different room. It appeared that the virus was moving through the ventilating system. In response, the military killed all 400 monkeys, ending the outbreak. This new strain of Ebola had shown the potential to spread through the air. Had it been lethal in humans, it could have been catastrophic.
So that's the only way that I know you can contract Ebola. No other way. And next question.
Yes. How come we don't have a travel ban yet in such countries as England, France, and even the Caribbean, and even Nigeria has travel ban? How come we don't have it yet, Mr. President?
We think travel ban, as the experts have said, would only exacerbate the situation. We wouldn't be able to keep track of where people come from, and God forbid they might sneak in through Mexico.
Numerous.
The immediate thing that really keeps me up awake at night, and I'll tell you it's the Ebola issue. By the end of the year, there's supposed to be, by the CDC and World Health and all their estimates, 1.4 million people will have been infected by Ebola, and probably 62% or something like that will have died. That's the percentage. That's horrific. There's no way, and we're already seeing it, there's no way you can keep Ebola in West Africa. And as hard as we will try to deal with it and snuff it out there, it's going to run its course for some period of time. We have a lot of West Africans, of the Homeland Security folks doing their work on our southwest border. Of the number of people they capture, a very large percentage of them are West Africans. But there were 5 or 6 black guys that were there at the border waiting in line to pass into Nicaragua and then on the way north. And the embassy person walked over and just asked who they were. And they said, well, we're from Liberia. Been on the road about a week. And we're on the way to New York City, illegally. So they're on the network. They had flown into, I think, Trinidad. and then met up with the traffickers, and now they're on the way in. They could have made it to New York City and still be within the incubation period of Ebola.
I think, frankly, there's no need to ask why. We need a travel ban, and on the record, I have no philosophical or moral contradictions. But I would like for you not to say that. What's your name? Anyone found talking about rumors of tyranny and saying the words Obola will be detained and held on a constitutional basis. And there is no rights available to those who oppose the administration. And frankly, no more questions.
Larry was a wonderful fellow, mad as a hatter. He used to rock up in South Africa, having flown intercontinental flights with a trousers pocket full of goodies in sealed vials that he claimed were new and wonderful organisms and could do the most wonderful things on Earth.
Larry Ford had mutated cholera, typhoid, anthrax, botulism, bubonic plague, and had also come up with germs that he called kaffir-killing germs. Kaffir, as you may know, in Afrikaans, is the equivalent of the N-word. So these are germs that were specifically engineered to kill only black people.
In other words, an ethnic biological weapon. Had Project Coast really gone this far?